So morning, everybody. Thank you for your time for one of more seminar in this series. So today we have Khadija. Everybody know Khadija. She's from ICARDA. She's the software engineer. And her background not only involves the development of user interfaces, and this is the reason, and also implementation tools for the management and deployment transmission networks. And this is the reason why she is presenting today the ICARDA germplasm order services. So she's the documentation specialist under the resources, genetic resources in ICARDA. And she supports the GGCE implementation at ICARDA Genebanks. And we will see how this can also support other gene banks. I do kindly request to all of you mute yourself so Khadija can make her presentation smoothly. Okay, that is one of the basic rules of these seminars. You can ask anything after her presentation, but during her presentation, kindly be muted. So Khadija, kindly, the floor is yours. Unmute yourself and present.
Okay, thank you, Anna. Hi, everyone. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. So as Anna said, I'm Khadija, working as database manager at ICARDA Genebank. So today I will present the demonstration of the seed request application developed by Scriptoria. So this is the homepage of this request application. Here we have an exploration of the collection of ICARDA. Here the user can select crops and do filtering based on genus, species, trait, country, and a region. For example, if I choose bread wheat and let's say Lathyrus, so you see here in the map the collecting sites of these two crops, and here we have the table that contains the list of accessions for these two crops. So in this table, the accessions are grouped by crop and taxon name. You can also group them by, for example, by population type, as you see here. You can just drag and drop a column name to this area, or the other way around if you want to ungroup them. So this homepage is mainly for exploring the collection. But if you are a user and you want to request accessions from ICARDA, you have to be registered. And to do so, you have to enter some personal information regarding your email address. For example, I will type random address, for example, test. Here, first name, and your phone number, your organization. For example, I will choose ICARDA, the address of your organization, and the city and the zip code, and also the country. So after that, you can just save your information. Here you have to agree to some rules about personal data policies, and also to the SMTA rules that can be found here. So in this file, we have the SMTA agreement template. So the user has to agree on that before proceeding to request the material. The user also has to give the shipping address, and then to select the accessions of interest. There are two ways of requesting accessions, either to select specific accessions or if you don't know which accessions exactly you want, or you didn't find them in this table, you can just click this box. I will do this demonstration of both, but first I will choose 2 crops for this first demonstration. Maybe I can specify some countries, let's say Morocco, Lebanon. And then you can further you can further subselect your accessions based on some traits. Here, the trait refers to the subset that includes some accessions that are prone to be tolerant to some specific traits. For example, frost, let's say Hessian flies. Okay, so for these 2 traits, they are basically for bread width, and just so there is no trait for AGROPs. I will just select randomly some accessions from AGROPs and some others from bread width, and then I will save my request. After that, the user has to specify the purpose of his request. For example, I would say research. And save. So after submitting the request, normally the Genebank staff is receiving an email notifying that there is a new request that needs approval or rejection. Okay, so now I will sign in as a Genebank admin to see the request that we have just submitted. Just let me know. So this is how the system looks like for an admin user. Here we have the admin user has the option to manage users, to assign them, to give them permissions or specific roles, and also to create new organizations. And for the requests, they are managed here in this space under Giant Plasm orders. Here you have, if I go to account approval, you see this is the one that we have just submitted from demo test. And this is the details about the requests. So for the admin, for the Genebank admin has 2 options, either to accept this request or reject it. If it will be rejected, the reason for rejection has to be specified. Not you can just. So once I approve the request, it will be shown here under view all requests. You see it here. So as you see, we have 2 requests from demo test. Why? Because this request contains 2 crops, AGLOPs and the breeders. And in ICARDA, we maintain these 2 crops in 2 different locations. One breed wheat is maintained in Morocco, and the other one is maintained in Lebanon. That's why it is split into 2 separate requests. So if I go to the first one that is maintained in Morocco, I will just go to Genebank, and here I can manage my request. For example, for any reason, for example, if one of these accessions is not available, I can just say here that this one cannot be shipped. And I will save that. And I can notify the user via this section comments that this accession, for example, IGXX is not available. So just to notify him and get his consent about whether to replace it with another one or proceed with the request without the accession that is not available. So I can also add new accessions, for example, for any reason. And I can also update my requests to different status, to shipped if it is shipped. For example, if we have received a confirmation from the user that the shipment has been received, I can update it from here. And also it can be cancelled. Okay. So as you see, this request contains only the breadwidth accessions. If I go to the other request that is maintained in Lebanon, we will see that it will contain only the IG accessions. For example, you can update this to shipped, for example. Proceed. And you see here this status. Yeah. For example, if I want to show you also how it looks like from a user perspective, I will just log out and sign in as a normal user, as a request. So if you are a requester, not a Genebank staff, so this is how the platform is looking like. We have here a small dashboard about the total, about the number of requests that has been that you have created, how many are being processed, how many are completed, and so on. For example, if you want to show your orders that has been already submitted, you can just see them here. So you can monitor. I mean, you can see their status. You can see the comments here, and you can send your comment also via this section. And for example, if you can also add create a new request. Here I will demonstrate the other way of requesting without specifying specific accessions. So the same steps. So here I will just tick this checkbox, but I need to specify the purpose of my request. For example, I would say breeding and something like breeding for and I have to specify at least one crop. For example, I would say barley, and it's for example any traits of interest or anything that could help the Genebank to specify or identify the specific accessions that can be of interest to this specific request. So let's say drought. Yeah, and submit. And let me again log in as a see it as a admin stuff. Let me just stop sharing and resharing because I want for you to see both perspectives without logging and logging out many times. So here I am signed as the Genebank staff. I will go to requests and I will see the one that I have just submitted without specifying the accessions. So if I go here and see that there is no accessions selected, but I can do it via add new accessions. For example, if I already have the list of accessions that are drought tolerant, I can just select it. And we'll just see if we have drought here. Okay. So we have like 65. I will just select all of them and then save. Well, I should select the barley, but it's this one probably. But, okay. Okay, just assume that we have the crop is faba bean. So I will say to my user that please check, for example, the list of accessions if it will. Okay, if it is I mean, it fulfills your interest, for example. Okay. And if I go to here to see, just let me refresh this page. So this is the request. And you see here comments. You see that we have a new comment and you can reply to that. And you can see here under review order the list of the accessions that has been added to the request, and you can download it also. Other thing is that, for example, if I will change this to shipped, for example, you see that it will be automatically updated in the user side. You see that it is shipped. Okay. Yeah, I think I've gone through the main things that this request app is offering. So through this platform, we can receive mini crops, mini requests regarding mini crops at once, and then the system is automatically splitting these requests through the different locations. And we can also track the status of the request and also exchange some commands and notifications between the user and the Genebank staff. So I am happy to answer any questions from you.
Thank you, Khadija. David, do you want to go first? And after I can read the other ones that I made myself. Please unmute yourself and just ask to Khadija.
Yeah, thank you, Anna. Thank you, Khadija. Yeah, I just wrote it down in the chat because I didn't want to forget, and this may be a bit beyond what you are talking about, but how do you then pass on the list of materials that need to be processed? Do you export the materials that are in the order and so that somebody can go to collect them, or do they use the tool itself, the ordering tool, and just get the bags from the GeneBank?
Yeah, for now it just downloads the list of accessions from this, and then the GBAC staff can do the other processing for retrieving the accessions from the code drums and so on. And because this is the very first version, and for the future we aim to link it to the documentation system, so the quantities, I mean the quantity of the accessions that have been requested are automatically updated in the database.
Oh, yeah, okay, thank you.
Ventri.
Yeah, thank you, Khadija, for your nice presentation. This is very important when it comes to GenBank. So my question is how the request comes from outside the country are handled, since requester have to submit an import permit, and also while shipping these documents like import permit and SMTS are needed. So how the request from outside the countries are handled?
So we are receiving the requests from outside the country in the every document that is necessary. It just we say that to the requester via the comment section. For example, if I go here, if the user is not aware of these documents, I can just say that you have to prepare the import permits, the phytosanitary, and so on. And these documents are shipped with the shipment.
Okay, it means after submission of the request, the interaction start, and then you will be asking the user to provide that documents.
Yeah, and we can list here the documents that have been provided to the requester. Okay,
if it is fine, one more question. So can we use this tool in our GenBank or in for across CG GenBank?
Yeah, that's the idea of this demonstration, is to use it across all CG centers.
Okay, fine. Thank you.
Jonas, just 1 minute. So Khadija, maybe it's useful to mention that before the user make any request, as you already explained, they have to tick that they agree with all the conditions. And in the conditions, like in the genotyping, also you have to tick and you have to read what are the, Khadija, you can explain better.
Yeah, we have here the SMTA template. It contains all the clauses, all of the things about transferring the material. So if the user is confirms these clauses, so there is no problem. And then this SMTA document is the hard copy of this document is shipped with the shipment. This is how we do it in ICARDA, but it can be different in other centers. But in ICARDA, once the user agrees to the SMTA rules, we just ship the document with the shipment.
Khadija, I don't know if I also can add, so that was something that was discussed also during my last visit to ICARDA some weeks ago, is that how to put this tool in a place that will be used by all the gene banks and assessed and be useful for everybody. So thank you for that mentioning. Jonas, kindly unmute yourself and ask the question.
Thank you, Khadija, for nice presentation. Thank you, Anna. Just one follow-up question. I hope you are hearing me.
Yeah, we hear you.
Yeah, okay. So is it part of the Genebank data management system that you are using in the Genebank, or something that's connected to the system that you are using? And if that's not the case, how you are going to handle like inventory level deductions, or how you manage like internal and external requests, just to get that idea. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thanks. So this is not for managing our internal operations, but for managing the requests that come from either internal or external requesters. Yes, it should be linked to the internal data management system through APIs. So it is not the case for now, but in the future it should be linked to these systems through APIs, for example, either the system is GGCE or any other system. But it is it is flexible to make these connections between systems and do this deduction of quantities.
Okay,
I hope
thank you,
I
Khadija. Nice.
answered you.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, hope it's useful. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Carolina?
Yes, thank you for the presentation. My question is regarding the SMTA, because I see that you click before selecting the accession, means that the SMTA is not filled, right? It's like a template, right? It's not filled with the name of the collaborator and with the list of material that you will share. It's just an empty template, right? Is correct?
Yes, yeah, it is correct. Yeah, for now it's not automatically populated with the information of the requester and also the list of accessions. It is only to inform the user that these are the rules for transferring the material.
Right. Okay, and for example, in the case that someone requests like assign it SMTA, or you can do it like manually or out of the system, right?
Yes, yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
So Carolina, I think I can also follow up with this because we exchanged some of the emails in regarding the STMA, why it was not, for example, in the GGC, incorporated in the GGC. So I made the question to Michael and Isabel. I didn't got any response yet because I think it's not an easy response because some of the documents can be uploaded as a public, some documents cannot. So it's still something that we have to insist and see how to solve. But I don't think so that is a problem, neither to ICARDA currently that is doing this, and neither to CIMIT or to any other center. But it's something that, yes, we have to follow up on this. Thank you. Marcela?
Thanks. Hi, everyone. Thank you, Khadija. I wanted to know, are you using Genesis as well for this kind of collection exploration from users? And if you do you have like a perception from the users if they prefer your site, ICARDA sites, or Genesis, which actually, in my opinion, it's similar. It's just the platform allows you for more good communication with the users. But I was wondering if you're using like the other system, Genesis, as well, or the users tells you they prefer one or the other.
Yeah, we're still receiving requests from Genesis, and we have recently discussed with Mattia to link both systems. So the requests that we are receiving from Genesis are directly fed into this system. So that's the idea of incorporating, linking or connecting both systems. So we can have a centralized platform where we can manage all our requests.
Marcela, I hope The question is answered. Yes, thank you. Norma?
Hi, my question is quite in the same line as the question that Marcela did. First, I want to congratulate Khadija for the presentation. Thank you. I see that in that a platform where you communicate with the one that is projected right now. In my request, where you communicate with the client is through the comments. So you can send their the message if the accession is not available, if it needs something else. But what I didn't catch is this acts as an email. Can you see what I mean, I didn't see where you see the answer from the person and probably to track down the conversation. That part kind of was not clear for me.
Okay, I will just do it quickly. A demo of that. Yeah, because I use this. Well, this, for example, the first Khadija Aouzal is the Genebank stuff, and this one is the user. I've just used the same name. You see that both we can see the comments.
Yes. So one is yours and another one is supposed that is the client, but in here we are seeing just your name is because you are doing both things in the example. Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
So Khadija, in the genotyping, when we system for the order system, every time that there is a movement in each account, the system, in the case of CIMIT, we have or we had our common email, means the managers that manage this system, and so it comes my question: which staff in the Genebank is allowed to manage this tool? We receive at the same time that the user and the manager make any question or any answer, we receive an email in the CGAR account that there was a movement in the account of that user and even in the system. This is to track, so if there is any issue, we can always go back to the emails and we can say, look, you answered in this time there was, and also I think Scriptoria, that is the one that built this and built the genotyping tool, they also have all the record, Norma. So this is a system that if somehow there is an issue, we can always track. Please, Khadija, can you confirm?
Yeah, that's true. So for the Genebank stuff that is using this, it's mainly the ones that are responsible for requests management. So it's up to the Genebank to identify the members that should be involved, for example, that should have this role or that role. And the list of roles that we have, it's like the administration. So, well, we have this like ranking of roles. The admin can do everything. The approver is responsible just to approve the requests or reject them. And the user, it's like the client, just visualizing the requests that I've done and also creating new requests.
Thank you, Khadija. Chamba, please.
Yeah, Khadija, thank you so much for this presentation. So my concern, or not even a concern, is I wanted to know, so is it like after you compared the GGC, because in GGC we have also distribution process there. So have you compared the features available in GGC, and if yes, so do you think there are some of the features in GGC that are not available for users, and that's what pushed you to come up with this tool?
Yes, well, this tool was like developed not because GGCE does not. I mean, we didn't first see what GGCE is offering, but because Genesis is the main platform where we get requests, and it is difficult to handle the emails that we receive from Genesis regarding requests. So we opt with this solution to efficiently manage the requests. And so this platform is only for requests external and internal, not about the safety application. GGCE handles this safety application requests also, and I think it has also some interesting features that can be replicated also in this system, like this auto-complete and the eCMTA, I guess, and also, I mean, also the deduction, I think, of the quantity of inventories from where the accessions have been withdrawn to be distributed.
Thank you, Khadija. So Chamba, I think here we are talking about two different things. Like Khadija said, and very well. One is about requesting the seeds from the users and give the seeds to the users. Another thing is your internal management, isn't it, Khadija? So in the internal management, definitely, and Khadija will start now, is already working with the colleagues that are here to implement and to see how the GGC can feature better for ICARDA. And later on, she will give a presentation on this, but not now because everything it's very new. But this Chamba, it's really about how you manage your users and how you manage your internal also processes to be more expedite for the users. So I would think in two different things, but please, Khadija, correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, you're right. I don't know if Chamba has, because I think you are most, I mean, you have more experience in working with GGCE than me, so maybe you have better ideas on, I mean, the pros and cons of each system. I mean, GGCE in this one that I have just presented.
Yes. So I asked this question because in GGC we have both internal and external distribution. We have also manual and web where requests come from Genesis. So, and our requesters, they are our cooperators, maybe. So maybe as you are saying, you want to manage your requester and see, have some statistic, so which may be, so for reporting purposes internally or something, so yes. But to me, so we have both internal and external distribution, and cooperators are our users. So that's my concern, yeah. Yeah.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Chamba. Anil?
Yeah, thank you, Anna. Hi, Khadija. It's nice site to select the Gemplasm from the end user. My question is I have only one question, that while selecting the Gemplasm as an end user, while selecting the Gemplasm, did I know that Gemplasm is available with you, or is there any mechanism like legally, physically, those accessions are available with you, or else that I need to select this Gemplasm initially, then at the end, while distributing the Gemplasm from your end, at the time you will you will make it as not available, like you will write any code, it is not available in the Genebank.
No, only the available ones are in this system. So this system is connected to our database where we handle the operational, I mean the routine operations. And in this platform, we only fetch the accessions that are physically and legally available. and the ones that have MLS status to be transferred under SMTA. And also,
because
yeah,
continue, please.
I want just to say that the admin can update the data that are in the system through this get latest data, because the inventories are changing frequently.
Okay, means in entire collection, if just for example from ICARDA Genebank, we have in 100% collection, we have 97% is legally physically available with us. Means we can distribute up to 97% of germplasm. We can, means that remaining 3% will not display on this portal, right? Or okay, only whatever the germplasm we can distribute, that the germplasm only will display here.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay. And this portal will use only interaction between the end user and Genebank for the selection purpose only. I mean, requesting the germplasm. That's it.
I didn't get your point fully. You mean
No.
the interactions?
From here, the end user can request the germplasm. That request will come to you, and you can you may accept it. You may reject it. After if you are accepted, the remaining process means barcode generation and this the germplasm package and inventorying. All this stuff comes under your internal matters.
Yes, exactly.
Yes. Okay. Thank you, Khadija.
And Khadija, if you allow me, so Anil, also be aware that this is per account. So each user have an account. So I ask also who will be the responsible. So for example, if from here, from ABC Palmyra, we want to request to Khadija. So as seen, the best is that one person that, or maybe one account will make the request, because you can imagine if, for example, myself, I request, Marcella request, this can happen because this is account individual. But when we talk about center, it's a little bit different in terms of internally. But like Khadija said, each user have an account. So you cannot see what I requested. Khadija cannot see as a user, see what I requested, but Khadija can see all the requests as the manager. Isn't it, Khadija?
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, Anna, that I understand. That's as a super admin, she can verify all the germplasm requests from when it is received. That okay. Is that right, Khadija?
Yeah, that's true.
Grace, do you want to unmute yourself?
Thank you, Anna. Hi, Khadija.
Hi.
Yeah, thank you for the presentation. I just want to know if after submitting the request, can each user or requester see the status of their requests?
Yes, they can. For example, let me. Yeah, this one is a user. The user, you see here that the status can be being processed, shipped, or shipment received or cancelled. So all these status can be displayed here, and it is automatically updated between both sites, Genebank and also users. That's, I hope I answered your question.
This is by user. Sorry.
Yes, by request, essentially.
By request. So other users can see the request of other requesters?
No. Only the Genebank admin or staff can see the requests that they have received, but across
okay.
users, no, it's not possible.
Okay. Thank you.
Welcome.
Norma.
Well, going in the same line, what you are projecting currently is in the way that the client see how is the status of the order. The client sees something like that, like a table with information.
Yes.
Done.
Yeah. So this table displays all the requests that this user has submitted, and if you can go to, you click to each request to see details about it. Yeah, and you see here the status is also displayed here.
Alberto.
Thank you. Nice tool.
Hi, Khadija. Thank you for your presentation. I saw a previous screen with a dashboard. This dashboard is just for you, like as a administrator, or for all the users?
I mean, for example, this one is a client as an end user. I go here, the top. Here he can see the dashboard only for the request that this user has made. But as a Genebank, we do also have a dashboard.
Exactly.
About the request that we have received.
Okay, then every user can see this one.
No, this one is only for the Genebank, but the user can see only the dashboard regarding the request they made.
Okay, and this dashboard is just for 2025. The numbers.
This is just for testing. It's not a real.
Okay.
Any other question? And if not, no, Andrew, please go ahead.
Thank you, Anna. Hi, Khadija. I have a question about do your Genebank also handle the breeding lines distribution in the center? And the second question is how many cases is normally on hand in one time in your center?
For the first question, what do you mean by breeding lines? Because we have breeding lines that are conserved in the Genebank. This one can be distributed.
So the breeding line can also distribute with the SMTA, or you have other material transfer agreement?
Yeah, with the SMTA, I guess.
Okay.
There are also
so you don't need
the international nurseries.
We have Thanos.
Yes, sorry, I was late to join. Hi to all the colleagues. Hi to Andrew. There are also the international.
Thanos, you are muted.
Hello to all the colleagues. There are also the international nurseries, the elite breeding lines that many partners are requesting from a different platform that opens a certain period, and we send the material of the elite breeding lines that have been developed by the breeders. These lines, they will be sent also with SMTA, but these SMTA sometimes can take some extra terms and some extra conditions that we don't deal at all as a Genebank. If I added to the response for Khadija, historically, our Genebank does maintain some breeding lines, some unreleased breeders material, depending now about the framework. Some of this we distribute, some other not. When it is under MLS, we distribute under standard material transfer agreement with no extra terms and conditions.
Yeah.
But maybe Andrew refers to international nurseries.
Maybe, yeah. Well, there is a separate platform that deals with the international nurseries, but this one is only for the Genebank material.
Okay.
Your second question?
How many cases you are handling one times? Like in this moment, how many request, yeah, is ongoing.
I don't know exactly.
So,
Maybe Thomas, do you
again,
have
I
an
can
idea?
step on this. We have approximately 50 requests per year, or more than 50 requests per year. However, this does not mean that one request will be for one specific crop. Most of the times we experience that they are asking with one request 2 or 3 different crops.
Because in the Warbeck case, we normally handling more than 100 cases in a moment, and many of them are in different situations, of course. But that is the amount that we have received during the time, and we only have 3 staff working on the distribution. 2 are working on breeding line, and 1 are working on the germplasm distribution. But we feel difficulty to manage so many cases in one time with GGCE, so that we also use the Google Sheets to support us to record all the situation of the cases and to clarify what is the next step for all of these cases. So when I'm looking at this system, it looks very nice. But maybe for the Genebank step and the distribution step, they may need more detail about how it's going on for every cases and what is the deadline and what's the next step. This is my thinking in the situation. Thanks.
You're welcome, Andrew.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
So Andrew, again, and I will share with all of you some of the seminars that the genotyping did, because we were using this and we were receiving many times more than 20 requests per day, every day. We know that we cannot compare the genotyping with the Genebank, with phenotype. We cannot compare. But just to tell you that after, my request, which staff in the Genebank is allowed to manage this tool? Because you will have to have dedicated people. If you have many requests per day, you have to have a dedicated persons for this. But if the requests you are telling about here, maybe one of the staff that is in your Genebank is able to do this. So I think it depends, like you said, depends on the Genebank and depends on the number, because all of you already have a number per year, how many requests you have per year. So just to tell you that in terms of this tool, and you can visit, I can send you the links, I can send you also the seminars, and I'm not advocating for one or another, okay, please. It's just to, we open our mind and see the potential. And Science the Crop Trust is also thinking to integrate it in the Genesis, so it's something that probably will going on. Let's talk about more this, and after that is something that each Genebank have also to manage. Khadija, you want to add something?
No, you said it all.
Manny.
Yeah, thank you, Anna. Yeah, at the end of the year, we need to extract a summary of the distribution. And also we need to report back to the FAO. So do we have that option to export the distribution summary and then report to the FAO?
For this version, no, it's not yet, but it is planned to be incorporated in next version.
Okay, thank you.
Any other question? We have still 5 minutes, and if there is no question, I want to answer. I want to query thing, Khadija. So if the centers want to take advantage from this tool, what they need to have or to do as a basic principle? What is the beginning of the beginning?
The beginning, I think it's like creating some APIs to link their system to this system, so the data can be fetched and be populated in the request system. That's the first thing I think it will be good to start with. And And I think we should, let me see. And also from our side, and also scriptory side, we should like unify the terms here. Because, for example, we have here traits. It's not, we can name it subset, I think it will be good. And for example, here, the data that are the passport data should be, I think, at least be formatted as MCPD, so the terminology is unified across GenBanks. Also.
So in the case of genotyping, for example, the system worked because we had already a marker database. So in the case of GenBanks, what you will need, because you will show to the user what you have, isn't it? So what you need to do in terms of that, because that is the basic of the basic.
You mean what's data that we can show to the passport data, basically, I think.
So you have to have all your passport data updated continuously, isn't it?
Well, the passport data are not updated, I think, frequently for a specific accession, unless there is a mistake and should be corrected. But the number of accessions that are available is changing frequently.
Maybe it is naive what I will say, but you have to define very well what it is available or not, because the user will search for accessions, request for accession for many accessions that if you don't have this available and you present them as available, then it comes for you to reject or to say, no, we can exchange something with something different. So you have to define very well what it is available for avoiding delays.
And Thanos, let me add, not just to avoid delays, but also because it's your image. So if you just put accessions there just to put and to show that there are many accessions available, and after in the end it's not available, it's I think it's not good for trust construction, isn't it?
Yes. Yes. Undoubtedly.
Thank you.
It's not good.
Norma, do you want to ask to Khadija?
Thank you. Well, it's because the conversation started kind of saying what do we need in order to install and operate this application. So I was just having the question, does ICARDA is open to share the application for the other GenBanks to use it, to implement it and use it? I mean, it's nice, all what you have explained, and looks like we can register all the information that is needed, and in the format, kind of in the format for making the reports for the donors at the end of the year. So if we are discussing this, I said, well, let's make the question. Is ICARDA open to share the application?
Of course. And since the beginning, we planned to, this application is planned to be used by all CGR centers, not only ICARDA. And so the question here is how to implement this centralized platform where, and what is the cost of this kind of discussions.
So let me add, I don't know if Zakaria is here. That was one of our conversation, is where this system would be putted. So it will be useful for all the GenBanks. The GenBanks that think that is useful for them, they can use, and the GenBanks that think that they have a better tool or it's not sufficient, they can go in another way. I think the purpose of this seminar, like Khadija said, is so she's presenting the tool that can be useful for everybody. And it's something that we have to talk more with Zach and see where it is and where it will be the instance, if that is the way. Mani, do you want to comment, to make yourself the comment that you wrote, which is interesting?
Actually, yeah, I was thinking if we have a tool for individual GenBank, it may be difficult for the user to choose and go to the different sites and submit the request. If we have the common tool, CGR, GenBank, GenBlossom distribution tool, where they can choose the center and also choose the crop and then submit the request, so that maybe they can easily search and easily reach to the CG GenBanks.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Thank you. Thank you for the comment. So we are already on the time. I don't know if anybody want to make any other question or comment or suggestion. This will be made available in the page where all the seminars are already made available. You also can contact Khadija, you can contact Thanos, Zach, or myself, and see you in the next seminar that will be on us and see what he's doing with the GGCE. And thank you very much, Khadija. Very much appreciated. Thank you. Thank you to all.
Thank you to all. Bye-bye.
Thank you all.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you, Anna. Thank you, Khadija. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.